Hey friends, welcome back. Whenever I start talking, he just jumps. Hey, it's almost like he's not used to my voice. For God's sake, all I do is talk, kid. Anyway, thanks for coming back to the channel. It's J Rye.
And Coco.
You're right here at J Rye World on Instagram, on YouTube. And so we have a brand new episode for you today in the Why We Love series. And so today we're going to talk about why we love Innings Festival. So this is a festival that they have in Arizona. It's a cross between a music festival and baseball. So they've got great music performances, and then they also have, baseball players from the past signing autographs. They've got
interviewing from what we saw.
Yeah, there were like live interview show with baseball players as well. And so it's really fun. This was our first time ever going.
Right.
And it was Dell's first festival, so this was the first live performance he got to see.
He's still recovering.
He's still recovering.
Well, Russian.
Well, that sounds dramatic. I mean, he did great, and I think that will explain the first reason why we love this festival. It's very chill. So we were originally going to go to Coachella, and then the lineup came out, and we were not that enthused to be with 80,000 people with that lineup. So we said, let's go to Innings Fest. And so we love the lineup here.
How did you come across that anyway?
Well, I'm on every music festival list. And so I've seen it for years. I just have always been like, I'll just go to the ones that are closer. But this year, we like this lineup a little bit better than Coachella.
And it was really nice to get away from California, even if it was for the weekend, and explore a new place. That's another reason why I loved this festival.
True, right? And but first of all, we took our child. We took our baby, who's 4 months old. And so it's a chill vibe. Mm-hmm. You don't have people pushing to get to the front and getting all crazy with each other. And so
was a big area for the amount of people that were there.
It is very spread out, and it is very empty. Not in a bad way, but it's not crunched and you're shoved.
Yes.
Can't get around people. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful place to be as a family with a baby. It was totally chill, and so that's great. So, but what about if you don't have a family? What about you don't care about that and you do want to, rock out? You could do that too. There were people that were doing the old, the first song's on, so here, let's make a train and go, get our way all the way to the front. Awesome, great. That's available too. So it was really cool.
And you know what I noticed too? It wasn't hard for people to get from the very back to a good area, where you can see the stage better.
That's true. I mean, it's accessible. It's not oversold. Like some festivals are. They've just got too many people there, and there's nowhere for you to go. So Innings Fest, great job on the layout. Plenty of space.
I mean, I was nervous that there were going to be way too many people and we were going to be crammed, and I'm carrying Dell, so.
Right.
But that wasn't an issue at all. In fact, people were aware that there was a baby near them, and I feel like they helped.
Yeah.
Make more space for us.
For sure. And let's not go any farther in this episode without getting to the point as well, which is that the music was unbelievable. So let's go right here to one of my favorite artists ever, St. Vincent. So here's a piece of St. Vincent that we got to see. We love Innings Fest. Why we love Innings Fest? Because they have great bookings. So it was St. Vincent, it was Tame Impala, it was Fitz and the Tantrums, it was Foo Fighters, it was Dashboard Confessional, it was War on Drugs, and other bands too. But like those top 6, I was interested in all of them. Yeah. So super lineup, and I have to say I've watched their lineup for years, and it's always been good. I just haven't gone, and this is the year that we finally pulled the trigger. So, out of those bands, like what were you? Who were you most excited about, or who did you enjoy most?
I enjoyed all of the bands that we saw, but I was the most excited about Tame Impala, obviously.
Yes, and now let's watch some Tame Impala, and you could watch us talk, or you could watch this magical music tour. So Tame Impala was super cool. We were really excited about that. He was on pretty late. We forced Dell to stay up for this show. Coco was like, we're staying.
I did want to stay, but then he was getting a little,
He stayed through 45 minutes, and at that point, it's 10 o'clock at night. So, he did his job. He really stayed up for us. And even to that point, we watched so much, great music, and even the people around us were supportive and kind and just helpful.
Right.
So it's really great vibe. I've been to many festivals. I work in the music industry, so sometimes you don't feel comfortable, or you don't feel like everyone's looking out for one another, But
right.
Innings Fest, it was great.
And I feel like it had to do Also because there was like an older crowd there.
It is. It's more, it's more grown-ups.
There weren't a lot of, teenagers, young adults running around.
Even though Tempe, Arizona is a college town, I mean, it's ASU, known as one of the biggest college, party campuses, in the country. But yet, this festival was not full of those students. There were some, but no, those students were more filling the downtown. Which also is another reason why we love Innings Fest, is because it was very convenient. Mm-hmm. Like when you go to Coachella, right? Like you can't get within like a mile of Coachella to walk there, to like stay there. Like it's really difficult to get to. Innings Fest, we stayed at a hotel and walked to and from the festival for 2 days.
A few blocks away.
Super close. And
you could hear the music from our room, but it was muffled.
Right.
Like you can't really hear what song was playing, but you could hear, the music.
Yeah, absolutely. So the festival is convenient. It's accessible. It's not like so crazy oversaturated and oversold that it just becomes like a nightmare. Right. It was a little difficult to get in on the first day because of the time that we got there. They could have used... Oh, you remember that. That was crazy.
That. Oh, my God, yes. But you were our savior.
It was a little difficult to get in. But again, even when you got to the front and you had the people, working the crowd and stuff from Innings Fest, the staff were so nice and so helpful. I just think they were really, really just the right kind of people. It wasn't like angry... staffers that are trying to be powerful. They were nice.
They were nice, yeah.
And even when we went through the gate, they weren't going crazy, going
looking
through every single
items.
Opening your lipstick case. They looked, but they weren't trying to find trouble. They know people are going to smoke and do drugs and stuff like that. So they say no, but they weren't going crazy about it. And I mean, we were sober. We weren't trying to get over on anything. The only thing we were trying to get over on was to get my little grip for the camera. And I only used that half the time anyway. So, it was like no big deal. I think the other thing that really surprised me and why we love the Innings Fest is the food was really great.
Food was awesome.
Sometimes with festivals, you get, it's like you get short end of the stick, but they had some great vendors there. My favorite was the last thing we ate. Guac Girl.
I had a feeling that would
Guac Girl. So they made 4 different kinds of unique guacamoles. We ordered the one that had bacon and honey. Sounds crazy. It was fucking delicious.
Yes.
It was so good, and it was a good portion, and it was $14. So, and I mean, I was surprised because I would have charged more. To be honest. Right. But that's another reason why we like Innings Fest. They're not trying to get you. Everything was reasonable. Even the merch. I think these shirts were 35,
30 something.
Yeah, that's reasonable. That's very reasonable. We bought a patch. It was $6. A sticker was $5. The energy drink was $5. I mean, come on. They could get away with charging $10 for a Red Bull,
Wow.
$5 for the little Celsius drink. And Celsius had a stand. They were handing out free ones, too.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
So the food was great. We had a burger the first day, and they had Beyond Meat, which, again, I like, eating plant-based when I can. We had, oh, my God, Daddy's doing all this talking. And then we had that Guac Girl on the second night. Oh, my God, it was so good, Yeah. We didn't drink alcohol, so I don't recall what the prices were. But, again, the merch, the tickets weren't crazy to get in, much cheaper than...
I will say that the water containers that they come in, the bottles, the cans, look like you'd be drinking alcohol.
It is. It's the same can you drank when we went to Silverado. It's
correct.
Anyway, it doesn't matter who it is. They're not paying. So, but they make their water cans look like it's a beer or something.
Tall can or something.
I don't know.
So I thought that exactly. Made me feel like I was drinking. I'm not being totally boring.
But they also you weren't boring.
Oh, I know.
We're new parents. And I think that one of the other reasons why we love Innings Fest is that we talked about, the music, the people, the food, the vibe. I think that and when we were ready to go, like, it was like easy. It was just like, we was like, we kind of was like trying to wrap up. Here's the exit. Everyone's there.
It wasn't a ruckus. We didn't have to wait for a tram. We didn't have to wait for anything. Get in line to exit. There's no crowd.
It's no fuss, no muss. But we taped so much. So here, let's give another little dose here. We did Tame, we did St Vincent. Here, let's show a little of Foo Fighters here. I would say that at least 70% of the people were there for Foo Fighters, because like Saturday night was way busier than Sunday night, which is understandable. Foo Fighters was the biggest name on there. So like that, totally get it. And then like here's a little bit more even from Fitz and the Tantrums, who, not the biggest name, but God, they killed their hits. It was so good. Watch.
You don't even know. Come on! I can make your hands clap.
Anyway, so many great things to say about why we love the Innings Festival. It's in Tempe, Arizona. It's in February, March-ish, every
last
year.
Weekend of February.
Somewhere right around there. So anyway, we highly recommend it. The food was great. The ticket prices were reasonable. Fun,
Very
cool
reasonable.
merch.
I mean,
You can do this really easily. You just get a room right there, walk down the street. And the street is
Downtown.
full of vibe and bars and great restaurants
Shopping.
and all of that. So anyway, we can't recommend it enough. And so those are some of the reasons why we love Innings Festival. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. It's J Rye World right here on Instagram and on YouTube. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate the support. Leave a comment. Tell us what bands you liked. Tell us who you'd rather see next time. All right, we'll see you next time. It's J Rye
and Coco.
and Baby Dell. Just in time for St. Patrick's Day. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.